So if my memory is correct, we stopped last week just after you had unloaded a second shipment of stuff from this this foul smelling stuff, and you headed back to the to the drunken, it was the drunken builder. Yeah, drunken builder. Drunken Builder Tavern. So you came back here, and it was we were just getting to morning, and you were going to go out, if I remember correctly, and you were looking for someone to help you identify the pendants that had been found. Correct? So
that sounds right.
That sounds right.
After Bofu got attacked by this thing and assigned a job, a task.
Yes. You want to describe that for, I think, William?
I watched some of the video. I know someone got strong-armed into a interesting situation and smashed pretty quickly.
Okay. So that would be here. So what happens is that has anyone done any like detect magic or anything on these things, or are you just going to go?
I haven't shown anybody them yet.
Oh, you haven't shown it. So tell me, is it you just going alone?
Yeah, because Bofu went back to the tavern to rest for the night.
Well, okay. What happened is it was late at night and you were smelly, so you had to go back. It was morning when I guess he got up early.
Okay.
So this would be Barbos is the one that's going off to try and find what these are. So how do you want me to? Do you want me to message you, or Cornelius left. So
I think I'll just wait for everyone else to get up and have them go with me.
Okay, so everybody goes with you. So there's a wizard named Jamie. This is odd. Okay. So, Cornelius is having problems.
No, Darla, this is your time to shine.
I want you to sit or stand.
So, you come over to I don't think we need to actually show you where it's at, but you come, like I said, I have to find it on here someplace. It's close. But the wizard who does spells and such and incantations for people who want them first off is a little irritated because you're coming so early in the morning, and says, what can I do for you? What do you need?
I'm gonna hand him one of the pendants, not let him see the other, and ask him what he thinks about it.
And he looks at the pendant, and the pendant is a cauldron and a tablet. And he looks at it intently, and where did you get this?
Just found it lying around.
And he looks at it some more intently. He says, not sure I believe you that you just found it lying around. But anyway, he said, you see the on the tablet, he says that there's a partial inscription behind the cauldron. The cauldron is sitting on top of the tablet. And he goes, from what I can make of it, it says, Commander of 60 of those born in a tank. So, can you give me any more information about where you found this? Or
I looked at everyone else and asked if I should tell him.
Bofu don't care. He's rather simple-minded.
so he goes, wait here. He says, and he goes over and he's rummaging through his on his. He's got shelves with these tablets, and he's looking through and rummaging through, and it's not he, it's a woman. She's an old woman, and she comes over and says, oh, the Tankborn. And looks over at you and goes, let me guess. There were some odd creatures, grayish color with beaks.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Yeah. This is a commander of 60. This is relatively scary stuff.
So it's worth a lot?
Well, I'll give you 50 gold for it.
You just said that this is pretty scary. I think that's worth at least 75.
$70?
That works.
Okay, so she fishes out 70 gold and hands it to you. And she said, she looks over at the party. So we've got a Goliath, something wearing a mask, a human, and a Triton.
I think last week I took a different path home looking for perfume, but I didn't find it. So I'm not with them.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
next day now.
It's the next day.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, I'm probably.
so he, and she looks at the Triton and goes, it's funny that the Goliath found this, not you.
I'll make some comment about being kind of distracted at the whole, or overwhelmed by this whole city experience, this on-land experience.
Okay, she says, yeah, but normal, he says, or I've heard that these were the people who have seen these things has been underwater, but adds more to the mystery of what's going on out there. Just be careful. Those things are those things are strange. She says, and she looks back at the Goliath and goes, "Tank-born means they are grown in a cauldron or tank. They are not born. Someone's been creating these things." And she says, "You sure you won't tell me any more of where you found this?"
Said depends, and then I take out the other one. Said, how much can I get for this one?
She says, "Can I see it to see if it's the same?"
Yeah.
She looks at it and goes, "Yeah, it's the same. Sure. What did you want for it?"
Another 70 should do.
She fishes out 70 coins and gives it to you and says, "Okay, where did you get these?"
Working a job on the docks, and we're unloading a bunch of corpses, and I found it on one of those.
Oh. The red sauce. And she said, "Oh, avoid the red sauce or the red gravy."
Good to know.
And and I hate to ask, were you unloading other things too?
As far as I know, it was only corpses.
Yeah, but there were other kinds of corpses? Or only the funny beaked gray things?
I would just say that there's a whole mix of parts and things, and obviously he knows more than stop being so cryptic and just say this.
Okay. I know who you're working for. Avoid the brown sauce too. The brown and red sauce.
Are they good?
I'll leave that to you to say. But knowing where they come from, I don't like them. But Jesus says, but some people do. So okay, so she says, "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
How are they getting the bodies? Like, I mean, just the mat. I mean, are they picking them up, or are they actually inflicting the damage? I just imagine they're either drudging all these things, like a cleanup crew, or are they literally farming and killing everything, like whalers?
She says, the stories I've heard is they go up. He says that sometimes the fishermen will give. There will be an area where a bunch of bodies float to the surface. And some of the fish are obviously feasting on the decaying flesh, but others, he says, but it scares away the fish that most of the fishermen want. So then they tell these guys, and they come in with the big nets, and they scoop up the body. An interesting noise. And they scoop up the bodies and bring them back for processing. And yeah. So they're just gathering up the dead. Well, she rolls her eyes. The no longer animated ones anymore, shall we say. And they process them, and some evil, someone very evil figured out what to do with them. So, is there anything else I can do for you?
Canned spam.
Say again?
It's like canned spam.
So, just one second. Yeah, I'm not sure. She says, well, maybe you would be interested in doing something for me. And
Does it smell better?
does it smell better? She said, have you just keep your eye out for she says you'll see a symbol of a shield with a torch across it. If you see that, I'll give you some, I'll make it worth your while.
What's so special about it?
She said that it's, that's what I'm trying to find out. I've seen it once or twice and it's just some of my research that I'm digging into. Go ahead. I said, so he said, if
Well, I was going to ask, what was that again? Look out for what?
it's a shield with a torch across it. You'll see it.
Okay.
I've seen it carved onto various things, woven into various baskets. I've just curious. It's showing up around the city, and I'm curious as to where it's from and a bit more about it. If you see something, I'll be willing to make it worth your while if you come tell me. Is it okay? Do we have a deal?
That's a deal.
Okay. So is there anything else I can do for you?
Are you selling anything?
What are you interested in? I have a few things to sell, but generally most of the stuff I'm commissioned to make. Do you need spell books?
Bofu's gonna pick this time to pipe up. Oh, you're a bloody finger waggler, ain't ya?
She's smart. Okay. So what's Bofu's charisma? Oh wow, doesn't matter. He's got a mask on. So it would be about how his the total charisma is not just how good you look, but what's his charisma?
15.
15. She says, "No, I don't wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my nose." She wiggles forward. Is that what you wanted? So, did we lose? I think we lost Cornelius again, but
Well, I'm back now. I keep going out like every 5 minutes.
okay. So did Bofu, which is okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah. So but you'd said that you're one of the finger wagglers, and she says, "No, I'm one of the nose wigglers."
Same difference.
Oh, so you don't like the arcane arts?
I prefer to be up close and personal with my enemies, so they know that I'm the one killing them.
She said, "I can understand that. I prefer to kill from a distance." That's so she says, "I have other things to do unless you have something you want."
What are we in? I missed the whole setup. Is this a room, a house? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is a
Cellar?
this is a house. She's got a shop in her house.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just like a normal place or
Yeah,
taking to a place in seclusion.
it actually is. It's right. Oh, let me screen share that. Oh, is it doing weird things? Yes. Stop. At least to me, it's doing weird things. Yes. There we go. So she's right. This is where it's at, and this is the Drunken Builder Tavern. So she's on the close to the beach, close to the docks, and she's got, as part of the house, she has a shop where it's part library, part what else? I don't know what else to say, but there's there's a not a library, set of shelves where she has her tablets and her collection of writings and so on, and there's a variety of magical, things that you would find in a magician's workshop. So it's a combination of workshop, and she, sort of sells things. You have lots of baskets and jars filled with a variety of substances.
Ooh.
So she said, "Is there anything else, or would you? I do have a few other things to do today."
I'm good if no one else wants anything.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So,
As we're walking out,
yes.
Bofu's going to turn to Barbos, the Goliath, and go, You want to get ready? You want to get into a brawl?
Why?
I was assigned a task by the city guard to go and get into a fight at this one tavern. You want to go?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll go with you.
All right. Anyone else want to join?
Oh, okay. So we got somebody new. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Well, he was here, but he was gone.
Well, let's. I'll try and invite him again in case he got bounced.
Hey, Bofu, what was the? I mean, I guess I missed maybe the task, or if that was something that was done. Is it just you have to perform a brawl someplace, or are you trying to start a fight as a distraction for the guard?
Just like get arrested and then show the guard something.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember. I'll go just to watch, but I'm not going to get involved.
So I'd see that fight. That's not a problem.
Yeah. I'll stand back, have a drink, watch it all happen. Be ready with the bail money if I have to be. You know, somebody's got to
That's
do
what
it.
I mean. You gotta know where they go afterward.
Okay, so I have applied to be sure to get in one. I haven't to get in another one first. Okay, that was Sylvan. Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe, yeah. Several people were trying to get into games. Two or three people on Reddit who were saying that they wanted to join. Okay, so we continue. Okay, so it's CG Eternal. Okay, so
I'll be right back. Gotta pee.
all right, so let me see
Watch
if I
out,
can
Eric.
invite people. That is, let's see. Oh, I can't type. Oh man. Great. And the pop-up disappeared. Okay, there we go. Hi. So yeah. All right. So let me get just a couple of stats from you, and then we'll drop right in because we were trying to figure out what.
Oh, a game going on right now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm actually really busy right now. I just wanted to. I didn't realize the game was going on right now.
Yeah, that's okay. If you want to watch, there's the other link somewhere to watch. But we're actually running, so we're.
Oh wait, is this the Twitch one? The YouTube one?
Yeah, yes, YouTube.
Oh, because I messaged two people. One was doing Twitch, one was doing YouTube.
Yeah, I do the YouTube Hangouts, so this is the YouTube one. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt this.
No, you didn't interrupt. We were actually at an interesting breaking point. I was trying to get up the maps to explain where we're going, and if you want to hang out for a little bit or if you want to drop off, it's up to you. So, all right.
What's the YouTube channel, real quick?
Okay, the YouTube channel is Jeff McArthur. Is
Okay.
it Jeff S. McArthur? Jeffrey S. I can't remember what my
Jeffrey McArthur.
is it YouTube. What is my channel? I can never remember my channel. You ask hard questions.
It's just Jeffrey McArthur.
Yeah, just hunt for Jeffrey McArthur, and that's my channel. Let's see if you can you see the chat.
Yes, I can.
So there's the name of the channel, and how do I share the channel?
I'm looking at the website right now. I'm looking at your stream.
Okay, sure. So what happens is that we're just getting going. So yeah, I have I do this. I've been doing this for a while. Well, I had a break, and
I'm sorry if I interrupted this.
no, you didn't interrupt. So if you just want to hang out and get a feel for where we're at, so let me show you what. So this is the city of Inasse.
Okay.
And what happens is the party has been, if I zoom in here, the party arrived, the characters arrived, and you ended up in the Drunken Builder Tavern. And they found some work unloading some ships of some stuff into this warehouse. They just came over and they found some things, and they just came over to visit the wizard. But right now, what this is, if I can remember.
I'm back.
Okay. So let me stop for 1 second here. So,
I have my character sheet up. If I just looked over and I was wrong. It's next Saturday that I had to talk to someone real quick about something.
okay.
So I could hop right in if that's okay.
Yeah, there were more the merrier. So, all right. So let me share again. So what happened, and Cornelius keeps having problems with connectivity. So right now, this area in yellow is called the Freebooter's Crotch. Now, the Freebooter's Crotch is an area of the city primarily where merchandise is on. Well, okay, this is where this is the northern docks, and what along the docks come in, shall we say, somewhat normal ships with normal merchandise. And I'll explain what I mean by that. This section in purple is called the Whore's Twat. And the reason it's called the Whore's Twat is because it smells so fishy. This is where all the fishermen come in to drop off. And this area here, because of the prevailing winds from the docks and the constant smell of fish, this is where this is primarily fishing. This section here, this is fishing. This one here is other merchandise. These docks along here, this one here is also rather smelly, but it's known for spices and herbs and plants and botanicals. So those are the major section, and then down in here, I believe is the other things like clothing and such. But this would be coming in your standard anything that you wanted shipped, chairs, desks, tables, whatever is made up here, and the miscellaneous stuff. But so that's those are the sections. Now, what happens is that the Marazzer control the city. They're the military force that conquered the country. Now, in one of the characters last week was, do you want to explain what happened? I'll let you explain. Or not?
Which one?
Explain
why
you want to go get in a brawl.
Oh, yeah, that's because I accidentally made a kid's head explode by throwing a rock at him that he threw at me first.
Both who can't walk out in the morning without killing somebody, apparently.
Anyway,
The guy attacked me. I killed him with my axe in one hit. The kid threw a rock at me. I threw the rock back after catching it with good reflexes, and actually made his head explode.
So what classes do we have currently?
okay, so let's see. Let me pull up the character sheet. So, all right, let's go over here. So I keep track of things. So I'll put you on the. So I make sure I get you on the sheet here. So okay. So it's REYN. What's your okay? So we've got a Goliath. Okay, we got a Goliath barbarian berserker, got a hobgoblin berserker, a human fighter, and a Triton wizard.
Do you allow unearthed arcana stuff or just regular straight from the book?
Straight from the book right now.
Okay. Then
So
I think could I go sorcerer?
sure.
Okay.
And what race?
Let me just pick real quick. I'm thinking. I'll go high elf.
Ooh, okay. This makes life interesting. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Won't be the prettiest one in the group anymore.
Well,
I'll be
male or
ugly.
female?
I'll be an ugly high elf.
Well, male or female?
Male.
Okay. Until your 5th level, and you'll start off. Let's see. So you. Oh. This is. All right. Why doesn't that work? There we go. So let me explain. One of the this will be an interesting discussion, which we avoided up to this point in time. High elf. So high elves normally don't reach adulthood until about 100 years of age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how old are you?
I'll be probably like maybe 116 then.
116. Okay, that makes it interesting.
He has seen the war.
Okay, so what happened is that 50 years ago, 50 years ago, you're in the country of Greth. I'm not going to pull up the map, but you're in the country of Greth, and actually you will have seen both. Okay, so 50 years ago, that would make you 66, and then 53 years before that would put you at 13. So at age 13, the Marazzer invaded Greth. And so you're 13 years old. You're obviously not fighting, but you're 13 years old. So you would have seen the Marazzer, the kingdom of Marazzer, invade Greth. And the king of Marazzer was defeated on the battlefield. Okay. But so then at 66, you saw the kingdom of the king of Marazzer was killed when you were 13, and then they retreated. Then at 50 years ago, the king of the Khanate, the kingdom of Marazzer was replaced by the Khanate. The Khanate invaded and in one day slaughtered the entire army of Greth as well as the entire royal family and took over. They completely annihilated the Greth army. So you saw this, but what this makes interesting is that your parents, if you're 116,
Mm-hmm.
your parents would be at least 216. So you have to tell me, which would have made them eligible to be fighting in one of those battles. So one or both of your parents were killed in the invasion of the Marazzer.
I'll go with both.
Okay, so both were killed, which still you're quote a juvenile because you were only 100 years old. But so yeah, your parents, well, you'd have been 50 anyway. This is where it starts to boggle my mind. But this is the thing that's there, plus probably your aunts and uncles, and if you had any older siblings. So this gives you an interesting outlook on the Marazzer. You know that they are absolutely ruthless. They are absolutely without pity with regard to that, and they are extremely powerful. So, oh please, Benjamin Smith. Okay, so I'm gonna stop presenting and re-invite Benjamin, or invite. This is the problem that this is relatively new, isn't it? Most people haven't had problems. Okay, so that gives you an idea about the situation. Now, so we got, and when you get a chance, figure out the name of your character.
Okay.
So we'll go from there. So now, what happened was that it was Bofu, right? Went to Bofu killed the. Yeah, was it who was it that killed the street urchin?
That was Bofu.
Bofu killed the street urchin. The Marazzer got interested. You have normally there's you have the normal city guard who control things, but the districts are actually military districts of the Marazzer. The Marazzer are controlling that, and Bofu attracted the attention of the Marazzer, and they asked him to do something, which was, shall we say, take a look at what's going on in a different district. So, all right, now, the reason that the map becomes important is you have a couple of options. What they asked Bofu to do was to get attention in this district here, but you're in this district here. So the question that you have to ask is, how are you going to get from here to here? You can walk it. There's lots of roads and go over the bridge. You can go that way. There are carriages, which will do that. And there are also a couple of ferries that will take you from here to here or here. So how do you, okay, let's try again. Benjamin's having a hard time. So, what do you want to do? How do you want to?
Well, I think we should probably take the ferry over. Would probably be the fastest way over.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Okay. So you come up. So you come down. So you walk past. This is where you had been. Oh well, I'm sorry, you can't see. So you walk down past where you've been working here. Come down, and the ferry cost is for each of your characters is 6 silver to take you over to the Horse Twat. And it takes a little while. How far is that? because it's 860 feet. So you come up to you walk up to the ferry. You've asked, I'm assuming you've asked directions to the ferry. I guess, let's see, is everybody here or we're missing someone? Benjamin can't.
We're still lacking Benjamin.
I can't. I've tried inviting him a couple of times, and he can't get back in. Well, we'll keep going.
He might be having internet issues as well. So I think he plays on his phone or something.
Yeah. So, but his character's Bofu, who was the one who was supposed to get in the fight. Okay, so I guess we're still going over we're still taking the ferry and assume that he's going to come back and be able to join us. So you come up to the ferry. All right, so you come up to the ferry, and there's a very ugly man who's the ferryman, and he's got a pierced lip with a large disc in it, and he goes, what you want?
I guess we seek passage to the horse twat.
And he goes, board climb.
I'll walk past him and
Okay,
tussle his hair.
And he wants his silver, So.
Well, yeah, pay him. Everybody gives him his payment, but I want to tussle his hair and say, thanks, cutie, and I walk on the boat.
I'll just walk on the boat, too.
Oh, God. Okay, so you tussle his hair. Oh, God. Give me a second here.
Oh, sorry, that's my mom calling.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, great. So I'll try inviting Benjamin one more time. Okay, so invitation post. So what's okay, so you get into the ferry, and on the ferry it's loaded with there's several large barrels and crates and things like that, and all right. So, and another, and a human female climbs on. She comes up and exchanges a couple of comments with the ferryman, and she climbs in. Give me a perception roll. I guess everyone.
All of us?
Yeah.
Ooh.
$11.
I got a 19.
Okay. So you notice the woman is dressed moderately. She's what you would call not upper class, maybe upper middle class is based on her clothing. What caught your attention was that she has a rather ornate gold and silver necklace, or it looks like gold and silver. You're not exactly, but her gold and silver necklace, and it looks like, you're not exactly sure, but it looks like there is a shield with a torch as the little pendant on the necklace.
Is she sitting alone or with people?
Okay, so she gets on to she looks around, and she gets on and she looks over to the, she just seems to be just staring off into the distance.
I want to go up to her and be all like real girly. And like, that is a lovely necklace. Where did you get that?
Okay, so let me try. Benjamin says no try. Okay, so I just invited Benjamin again. So what happens, she looks at you. So who is this that's coming up to her again?
Darla.
Oh, Darla. Ah. Oh, yes. She looks at Darla. You can see her. She looks up at Darla, up and down, and you get this, shall we say, feeling of being looked at as a piece of meat from her. And she comes up and says, "Well, aren't you sweet?" Says, I bet we could have some fun.
Well, I'm all for fun, but I just met you. I was just admiring your necklace there.
Says,
I don't know where all the nice shops are, so I was wondering if you bought it here or voyage somewhere else.
so Seth had to drop out. Okay, so not a problem.
Jeff, can I identify it while Darla sits there and talks with her without actually, like, getting in her bubble? Like if I just stand there with her?
Okay, so Anyway, trying to identify it. Well, what happens is that okay, so
Bling bling.
all right, so you're trying to identify it. Give me a let's say what would be, give me I'll give you the benefit, either wisdom or intelligence roll.
Okay, +3. All right.
I'm looking at wisdom. I'm looking at memory, basically. So give me whichever better one you roll.
So I'm adding my modifier +3 to a d20. That's a 12.
12. Okay. So what happens? Okay. So what you do is you don't.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we all have. So you don't remember. The only thing what you do is you remember that the wizard asked you guys to look for torch and shield.
I do remember that. That was the same day. My memory's not that bad. I'm not that old.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes have a hard time with memory, even the same day. So, but I'm a little bit older than you guys. So she said she looks over Darla again. And what's Darla's charisma again?
Darla's charisma is 16.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we like her. Yeah.
We like her. So she gets extremely close to Darla and says, "Oh, I have lots of things to show you." And somewhat, you feel her hands start to slowly slide around your back and in a soft caressing way, and says, and I'm sure there's a few things that you could show me. And she moves around the side and her hands slide down between your legs. We'll do the grabbing you by the pussy, as our president said.
Barbos just giggles a little.
You don't see it. She's cautious. You don't see anything because she's cautious about where her hands are, and it's sort of covered. You just see that this woman is has invaded her space and is definitely very close to Darla. So what does Darla do?
So I look around. Is like everybody watching?
Pretty much.
There's not much to watch. I mean, the ship is. I mean, you're on the ferry, and the ferry boatman is slowly rowing you across, and it takes a while to get you across. So you're just standing there on the ferry boat. There is other traffic in the harbor, but it's all they see is this woman very close to you.
Okay. Well, I take a step back. So out in the open here is not a good place for that kind of fun. But thank you. I'm flattered.
And she says, "Oh, you don't like it in public? That makes it all the more decadent."
They might throw coin at you.
She says, "Well, one second." She says, "Come looking for me." She says, "Well, that's all right. If you like it a little bit more private, so come looking
Yeah, I tell her I'm flattered.
at the
That's when a rogue comes in handy.
come looking for me at the Pink Plank Tavern."
The pink plank?
She said, "Yes, the Pink Plank Tavern." So
Is
she
that the
said,
same district we're headed to?
"Say again?"
Is it in the same district that we're headed to?
She said, "Yes, the Pink Plank Tavern." And
Sounds like a great place to have a brawl.
Yeah, what was the name of the tavern I'm supposed to be going to?
no, she just, if she didn't, I don't remember giving the name of the tavern. She just said, "Get into some trouble."
That's what I remember.
Do you?
Yeah,
I don't.
that's what I wrote down. Go to the horse twat and get into some trouble. So, yeah, I guess we will... can I bring my friends? And I kind of let her give a look around, let her see who I'm hanging with. Can I bring my friends? They like to have fun, too.
Okay. 1 second here. So,
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
sorry.
Just making sure, because sometimes, because this is what happened just before it kicked me off the last time. I could hear nobody.
I'm assuming that necklace is of great interest. Possibly.
Should I try to steal it?
Well, like I said, if it wasn't public knowledge before, as we have a group gathering or just in general, I would have asked if anyone else noticed it.
And only the Goliath knows that Bofu's a hobgoblin.
Yeah. You just keep your mask on.
Yeah, I took my mask off. Only for that one moment, though.
So then, okay. Now, what? All right. So there's the Pink Plank Tavern. This is.
Boomer
Her
boy.
name was There we go. Well, Ryan, R-I-O-N. Her name was Ryan. She says, come see me at the Pink Pint Tavern. And we can have some fun. And
I like to think of the pink plank as From Dusk Till Dawn.
Like the titty twister, nice. That's down the block, I'm sure. We'll hit that one up next, right?
sorry, yeah. Okay, controls it. No, that was it. Okay.
So her name was Ryan?
Yes. So I'll put trying to keep up my notes. I'm sorry about this. Give me a second here.
I thought you wanted to take a bite out of your neck the way she was acting.
I don't know. My hand was heading to my dagger. But I'm wearing pants.
I could like sleep and then just rob her, but I figured if it went south, depending on race, she would be immune. So.
Well, one of my skills I've picked up with my old job is pickpocketing people on the go.
So anyway, you come. So okay, so it took me a second to find things. What happens is that you've finished up the. The ship comes sliding into dock. I mean, it comes up to the port, and so do you avoid her, or what do you do for the rest of the trip? So she just keeps looking at Darla, and you.
There she is. She's back.
Okay, so the rest of the trip, I will assume that she just keeps looking over at Darla and occasionally winking at her, and so the. All right. So you come, you land at the dock, and so you're there, and she walks away with this interesting gait. Now, the other thing that Darla seemed to notice was that that her hands were, shall we say, a little rough, just a little bit more calloused and rough than you would have expected. But so what do you do? Do you follow her? Do you decide to go someplace else, or what?
I'm gonna wait until she leaves. Like, I'm kind of positioning myself between the Goliath and I don't know
Okay.
Avoid her gaze, but be friendly, not offensive, and see you later. We'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. So then, are you okay? So she's left, and you're standing on the docks looking around, and what did you notice that there is a lot of fish activity here? I mean, they're offloading large amounts of fish of all different kinds, and they're there's the fishmongers who are selling the fish, and there's the everything from scaling and cleaning and chopping up the fish, and there's a bunch of people do it, salting the fish. This is the fishing district of the city. So you're seeing a lot of this activity going on here. You're seeing almost every kind of fish, plus some, shall we say, unusual things coming in. I mean, we are in a fantasy world, so you have some nasty sea creatures coming in.
Some anglerfish
Some angler.
of monstrous size.
Oh, what was the one? The picture of the giant goldfish. Did you ever see that? It's like a 40-pound goldfish.
I haven't seen it.
Jeez.
Yeah, I wonder if I can find that.
As a man of the sea, these smells don't bother me. It seems pretty more normal than it did on the other side. And since we live off the land, it might be a little much, but having dead fish around me doesn't bother me. But this is probably a little excessive than what I'm used to.
Okay.
I am pasting the link to the picture in the chat.
Yeah, daily. Yes.
Oh, anglerfish are ugly.
That's a yes. That's a huge goldfish. And there are actually several pictures of people bringing in large goldfish because they keep growing. Anyway, there's a variety of different things coming up with regard to that. So, are you now? You're sitting on the dock. You're standing on the docks. Are you going to go follow her? You talk to the fishmongers. What do you want to do?
Bofa wants to head for the nearest tavern. See if
I'll go with them.
it's the one. To get
Say
in
if
trouble.
starting trouble is just stealing some fish, or if they want to do a brawl, we could do it and check this tavern out and then use the brawl as our way to get the heck out, or as a distraction. Two birds with one stone. But like you said, if you can do trouble anywhere, it doesn't really matter wherever you want to start trouble.
Okay, so actually the Pink Plank Tavern is relatively close.
I will. Let's say I'll cut out again, but I'll say I'll follow you guys.
Okay, so the Pink Plank Tavern is actually fairly close.
We'll head to a different tavern.
You want a different tavern?
Yeah.
Because you're coming down the docks here, and this right here is the Pink Plank Tavern. But I can give me a second and find a different tavern for you.
If they go to a tavern of the ladies like the ladies, nobody might really care if Bofu gets into it with another dude. So nobody will pay any mind.
And we want to go to a place where they do care.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It might be the wrong crowd for a brawl.
Oh,
Because he was told to get into trouble. And you can't do that in a Lady of the Evening tavern.
We could get in a fight with a guard.
Yeah, right.
That makes sure that we get caught.
And they might just kill us just to spite. He wants to get into a fight with someone that won't kill him.
As long as it's something where they try to arrest you and not skewer you.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
Okay. Shut up, dog.
Oh, I see you speak with animals.
Yeah, they don't listen.
It's probably in a different dialect.
And Bofo could speak to him.
Okay.
I don't think he'd listen to you either.
One second. I apologize for this. It's
So, do you ever just find your dog barking at a wall for no reason? Mine does that. He barks at a Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man poster he barks at. I don't know why.
Must be afraid of Spider-Man.
okay. So, all right. So, there we go. Now, all right. So let me show you where there's a tavern. So,
As long as it's not the pink plank.
here's the Pink Plank. Here's another tavern called the Red Rabbit Tavern. You're coming down here, so whichever, they're both fairly close. Which, you want to go to the Red Rabbit, or do you want to go to
Let's
the?
study the area around Red Rabbit. If a lot of females seem to be going in, we'll pick a different one. Because we want one where there's a bunch of guys drinking. And
Yeah,
that's
does
it.
the Pink Plank look like a lesbian bar?
Okay.
Because we don't want to go there.
Well, let me. Okay, so the Pink Plank Tavern. Okay, the Pink Plank Tavern is has an unusually shaped entrance. What happens is that there are two
Ladyboys.
What?
Ladyboys.
The
Little Bangkok.
the two wings, shall we say, of the tavern come down, but they look like they almost touch. But what happens is that, well, in the Pink Plank Tavern is all pink, but the oh God, I can't do this. So the two walls come up, but they don't quite touch. What happens is that they bow out in a nice shape like this, sort of an oval, shape between the two, and along the way there are sticking along this way are these black ferns that seem to grow along here and cling to the wall a little bit, and it comes down to a nice
Eat a horse twat.
pink. That's the entrance to the Pink Plank, and notice that the carpentry is actually very. You'd been into the Drunken Builders Tavern, and the carpentry here is actually quite well done. It's quite well built. That's the entrance to the Pink Tavern. You come up to the Red Rabbit, which is here. the entrance to the Red Rabbit is what's hanging. There's a small statue-like thing sitting beside the entrance to the Red Rabbit, and what happens is that you see it's like a rabbit that's been skinned, and below it is a large pot, and it's like they're going to lower it's like the hand is going to lower this skinned rabbit into this large pot. So that's what the outside.
I think that's the kind of place looks like we get in trouble in.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I vote Red Rabbit.
As it's close to cool cut.
This is Blue Barbers, so they're game. We're just along for the ride, and I'll go.
All right, Red Rabbit it is.
What's your mission, Bofu?
This is your quest.
Let's go make some
And
trouble.
I'll go in and I'm gonna immediately go to the bar and get a drink.
So that's where we went, the Red Rabbit.
Okay. All right. So you walk into the Red Rabbit, and this is a interesting. This is definitely what you would call a fisherman's bar. The difference that you see is that there are, there's it's more of a hunting lodge feel than you would see. Most of the people you see are look like fishermen, but what happens is that they're very the smells that are associated here. There's no smell of fish in this place. There's smell of meat, a variety of different meat that is there, but it's it's like, the clientele in you would find that you go down to like Fisherman's Wharf, and it's the one place that's selling hamburgers as opposed to all seafood. So what happens is that there's a bar, and there's people sitting around. So you just go up to the bar. Do you want to sit by anybody? Do you want to sit by yourself?
Let's get a table to get all of us together. That way we can scope out and see who best to pick a fight with.
I'm going to take a hit of cough.
You do that, but I want to sit at the bar where I can see you guys and also like the whole room.
So you don't be
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
us.
Right, just like I said, just in case somebody needs bail money, I'm trying to distance myself from you guys a little bit. but not too much.
Okay. So you're trying to okay, so you're sitting at the bar, and the others are sitting at the table. Waitress comes walking up to you and says, "What's your pleasure? Food or drink, or both?"
I'll get both. And get a nice steak and a big mug of ale, please.
She said, "Okay, how do you like your steak?"
I actually like it scorched like the damned. Burn it.
Burn it. Okay. She looks at you and looks at the next person.
I'm not there. I'm gonna sit somewhere else,
Okay, you're going to sit somewhere else. Okay.
right across room or whatever. And then when I do get any type of service, I'm just gonna order alcohol and ale.
Okay. So the two of you, I guess there's two of you sitting at the table.
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you
me
want?
and the Triton sitting at the table. Yeah.
So what do you want?
Bofu will take a big mug of mead.
Big mug of mead. And she says, "Oh," and she says, "On your steak, red or brown?"
No sauce, please.
No sauce?
Hold the sauce. Hold the sauce. Yeah, no sauce. I'm allergic. I found out yesterday. Hives. Yeah, I can't eat the sauce.
Okay. So she heads off, comes back, and then takes the order of the other person who's sitting off to the side, and so gets the order of mead, gets the mead. So she brings out the mead and that, and then the bartender asks who's sitting at the bar, "What do you want?"
Ale, please.
Ale. So he gets you an ale. All right. So you're sitting there. So, okay, now, what are the charisma of the I don't know if I have that down. The charisma of the characters. So I know Darla's high. What is, what's Barbossa's charisma?
11.
And Bofu?
15.
And Sinatra?
13.
So Bofu's 15. So this relatively attractive lady comes walking up to Bofu and says, "You're a big one. Would you like some? Would you like some company?"
Not right now, sweet cheeks.
And she says, "Okay, okay." So the waitress comes out and sets in front of you the steak, and it's relatively nice sized steak sitting on the plate, and it's got some nice scorch marks on it. So do you dig in?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll start.
When you cut the steak, the first thing you notice is that it's very bloody inside. The outside is charred, but the inside is quite more rare than, well, very rare. And
Is there a fireplace in this place? In this tavern?
yes, but there's also there's where they cook the food.
Oh, by the fireplace?
Well, there's the back. You have the cook in the back that cooks it, but it's
Oh, I was just like one for like the customer in the dining room area. There's no fireplace or.
There is a fireplace, but it's not designed for cooking. It's designed for heat.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna call hey, yo, bartender.
Oh, the waitress comes back.
I asked for this burnt and well done, and it's bloody in the middle. Can you throw it back on the fire for a little longer?
She looks at you and goes, "Okay." She takes the steak away, and you hear a little bit of commotion in the back. And after there's some commotion and some noise of pans and such, and finally out from the back comes this big burly guy holding the steak. And in one hand he's got the plate, in the other hand he's got this great big cleaver.
Yeah.
And he comes down and he sets the steak down in front of you, and then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a bottle and pops the cork and pours this red sauce all over it. And he goes, "There's your steak."
Without sauce.
I told.
What kind of establishment are you running here? The person can't get what they ordered.
And he goes, "You'll eat what I cook and like it."
Am I at the table with Barbos?
It's up to you.
Okay, I am. I tell Barbos we can start a fight with the cook.
I look over at you guys and kind of give you a nod, and I throw the plate at the cook.
All right. So the cook knocks the plate away, and let me do this. Okay. So he's goes, "How dare you!" And roll for initiative.
Everybody?
Well, it's just mainly Barbos because you threw the
Well, Darla threw the dinner.
Or Darla? Okay, Darla.
13.
13. Okay, so where did that one go? Oh, you go first. Roll the 2.
Oh my gosh. Let me find my right dice here. I'm just going to pull out my dagger and kind of take a defensive stance to dodge whatever he throws at me.
Okay.
Can Bofu do something?
And
Sure.
Marcos.
Sure.
Yeah, Bofu's gonna see her draw that dagger, and he's gonna run up next to her.
Okay.
He got an 11 on the initiative.
Right. Well, okay. You
I
guys
got
are
a natural 20.
okay. So you're taking the defensive stance. So
Yep, Bofu's got his great axe, standing next to her.
okay. So the cook takes a swing at, I guess it's Darla, because she didn't like her steak. So, oh man. He takes a big swing with the cleaver and misses.
I duck.
Okay. Swish with the cleaver. And what do you do? What happens now?
I tell him. I tell him that his cooking sucks and he swings like a girl.
Okay. So takes a he sort of gives a roar and takes another swing at you. Okay, let me where'd the cursor go? Okay. What's your armor class?
14.
Okay. I think he hits. So hits. Okay. For 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And you hear some commotion coming back from the kitchen area. So it's your turn.
I a little help, guys. And I try to take a swing at him with my dagger.
Okay.
And that is
Not lethal. Don't try to kill nobody.
16.
That's a hit.
Okay. 1 damage.
This is, you,
Actually, well, my strength mod to that, I think. So it'll be 4 damage.
he says, you said I swim like a girl. So,
Well, at least I hit you. Hold on, guys.
okay. So, anybody else?
Can I call you back? I'm in the middle of a game.
Bofu is going to swing the dull side of the axe, you know, the handle that he holds onto, at the cook's chin.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay, I got a 24 overall.
Okay, you hit.
All right, and then a 7. 15.
Okay. Now that, okay. So, all right, so you do 15 points of damages. And you know that he likes that, but that's there. So, anyone else, or is it back to his?
I'll go. I don't really care if he dies or not because he annoyed me. So I'm just gonna swing at him with my greatsword.
Okay,
That is 17,
it's a hit.
and it does 16.
Okay, so he would now be bloodied. Okay. At this point, coming from in the back, you see a large number of oh, come on. So you see you see 5 creatures coming from back in the kitchen, coming out to the aid of their cook. So okay, so this is the cook. All right, so all right, so now then. And the first one was it's the first one you did for 1. All right, so now there's 6 of them, and I guess the 4 of you. So roll. Let's see. It's your turn. You guys' turn, but they've come out.
Okay, so Darla, you go first.
I get 2 attacks per turn, so can I swing at him again first?
Cool.
I realize I get a second attack also.
Yep, same here. I just looked it up.
But I just, spaced it. But, okay, so it's my turn, so I'm going to my dagger again. And I rolled, no, I did not. It was 11.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I get 2 attacks. Derp. Try again.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 24.
Okay, so how do I? It's been a while since we've actually done combat. So I'm trying to see if I'm doing this right. And D&D Beyond sucks with regard to that. So I'm trying to see combat. Abilities. Combat. Points. Training conditions. So when I switch, okay. Okay, whatever, we'll go. So okay, what do you guys, so the first, what do you guys do?
My first attack missed. My second attack hit for 7 damage.
Okay. But okay. Which one did you hit?
The main guy.
Okay, 7 damage. Okay. Who's next?
Bofu.
Go ahead. You're going after the
Alright.
cook, or you're going to go after the other 5?
He's going after the cook,
Okay.
but he just wants to knock the guy out. Doesn't want to kill him.
Okay.
Right.
So give me a roll.
15.
Okay. What armor class will that hit?
15.
15. Okay. Okay. So you hit.
All right. $12 damage.
Okay. Now then, who's the last one?
Me.
Go ahead.
Barbos.
Okay.
How's the cook looking?
Not well. Definitely bloodied.
All right, I just want to swing my sword at him and try and finish him off.
Okay.
That is natural 20.
Okay.
Damn.
So how does critical damage work with that?
You roll an extra die for the weapon.
Oh, okay. Then that is 24.
Ooh.
Yes, but I was already talking.
Okay. So.
So you want to go? I'm gonna go.
You've added more meat to the rack. Send it to the back to be deboned.
So yes, you sliced the cook in half. The cook is departed the world. When that happens, you hear the 5 going, "You killed our father!" and they charge you. So
Can I step on his
I
body?
yell
with
back.
My bonus action.
I yell
Tell him to
back.
Back off. Will that end up the same?
And I yell back, "Steak, well done, no sauce."
so all right.
Can I pick up his cleaver?
If you do that, that's an action.
I pick up his cleaver.
Okay, so you're done. Well, okay, but no, it's their turn right now. So they get to, they're attacking. So there's 5 of them. So the first one goes at Barbas. And takes a swing. Oh, good Lord. 7 misses.
Yeah.
The the second one takes a swing at Bofu. Okay.
Who did he hit first? Who did the first one hit?
Barbos.
Okay.
Second one rolls an 8. No,
Total miss.
no, that's
Goes nowhere near him.
no, 12 actually. So Barbos.
Still nowhere near him.
Okay, the third one takes a roll at Darla. I can't believe these rolls. Nothing above 10. I roll, yes, okay, 10. That's a miss, I'm assuming. The fourth one rolls at Sinatra. Oh, come on.
Is Sinatra in the combat?
William, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not with the group, so I guess it depends. If he swings on me, then I haven't taken.
Oh, okay, no, so he didn't swing at you. So the next one, that was at Barbos and missed. Finally at Bofu, a 22.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so 22, and that would be $17.
All right.
Now then,
Hey Jeff, can you just put me I'll stand up and just put me at the end of the order then? I guess as the lowest initiative right behind him.
yeah, well, okay, so we'll do that, yeah. Okay. So
essentially, I guess when they all rushed him, or they do the 5 attacked, and then I'll stand up from across the room or wherever when they go by, and I'm just gonna walk up to one of them, and I'm gonna use our School of Enchantment. So I'm gonna use my once per long rest hypnotic gaze. So if you just pick one of the random ones needs to save on a DC 14, that is a Wisdom save. I'm just going to stare lovingly in his eyes as I put my hand on his shoulder.
Are you done?
okay, yes, it's a 2.
And then as long as I stay within 5 feet, I can put him, his speed goes to 0, and he's practically incapacitated as he stares back at me like dumbfoundedly in love or hypnotic. And as long as I can see him, or he can see me and hear me, and I stay within 5 feet, I can, each turn until I change my action, I can do this.
To him, yes, that one.
So me and him will just stare at each other while this chaos is going around us, and you can just hear the soundtrack of classical music playing.
Okay, so we're back to Barbos, I guess.
Darla.
Darla. So what does Darla do?
Okay. I want to swing this cleaver at the closest one.
Well, you took an action to pick up the cleaver, right? Okay. So but that's your action for that turn, isn't it? Unless
Okay.
you have...
Well then, yeah. I'll wait till my next turn then.
But you have,
Okay.
is it 2 attacks or is it 2 actions per round? How does that work at that level for you guys? I know I don't, but all you guys do.
You get an extra attack after you use the first action on an attack.
Right.
Okay.
So Darla picked up that. And who's next?
Bofu.
Bofu. What does Bofu do?
He's going to enter rage.
Okay.
Because that one just tore his shirt.
Okay. But is that an attack? So you wouldn't get it, or do you get so you wouldn't get a second attack?
That's a quick action.
I think it's a bonus action, yeah.
It's a bonus action. Okay, and then
Then he's going to do 2 attacks on him. The one that cut his shirt.
okay.
All right, first attack
is a 15.
It's a hit.
Second attack is a 16.
That's a hit.
Damage for first attack is 13.
Okay.
And the second attack is a 16. Oh no, wait! Add 2 to those, so it's
What?
add 2. I forgot. I'm raging. I add 2 damage plus
Both?
2 damage rolls.
So it'd be 15 and 18?
Yes.
Okay, so you cut that one in pieces.
Then I'll mutter to the other ones. He cut my shirt.
Okay, that was Bofu. Now it's Barbos.
Yeah, how old are these kids?
Let's see. That's a hard question. Oh, come on. Okay. They're maybe in their, you would guess that they're late teens, early 20s?
Okay, I don't feel bad now. I just want to swing at two of them.
You just want to what?
How many of them are left?
Well, okay, so how many are left? There are 4.
Well, I got one in a gaze, but then
One
there'd
is
be
in a gauge, yeah. But there are 3. There were 5 initially. There were 3 in attack. Meanwhile, the bartender is runs out and is screaming for some guards.
All right, I just want to use my first attack on the closest one and my second attack on the next closest.
Okay. Go ahead.
The first one is 12, and the second one is 24.
Both hit.
Okay. The first one's hit 17, the second one's hit 12.
17 one is bloodied. Okay. Now then, we have Sinatra keeps the one busy in the gaze.
Yep, I use the same turn to keep looking at him.
Okay, so we're back to Darla. No, it's their turn. Or it's their turn. That's right. Their turn. So let me get back over here. 23.
On who?
What?
Who's attacking? Who's attacking?
He's attacking Darla.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
That hits. Okay.
That would hit me, and I have the highest AC.
Okay. $11. Okay. Now then, the next one takes a swing, right? At I'm not sure. Would that be Bofo? Yeah. 21?
Yeah, that hits. Remember, it's only half damage, though.
Yeah. 18, so you take 9. Now that's slashing damage, right? So, yeah. Okay, and then the last one. Who's that?
Bartos.
9. Miss. Now, back to combat. So what do you? So who's? So what? Who? Oh, okay. It's Darla's up first. What do you do?
Sinatra go?
Or Sinatra keeps.
Well, yeah, he threw me in there, so I just kept the one that's occupied. Yeah, I'm just gonna tango
with one of them.
with one of them.
So then I guess it's back to Darla. There are 3 left. No, there's 1, 2, 3, 3 left. Well, there's plus there's 4 left, and there's 4 of you. So I guess we go Darla.
So I want to ask them first. Do you want to keep dying, or you want to go back in there and cook my steak?
Says, and there's swings at you because you killed our father.
He started this.
Okay, so do you attack or not?
Yeah, I'm. If they're still.
They're still going. You killed our father.
Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna take more of a ready in action. If they swing at me again, I'll swing back.
Now you're talking.
But I'm not starting it.
Okay, that's
like he started this. I'm allergic to that sauce.
And then okay, who's next? Is it Barbos?
Bofu.
Bofu. So what does Bofu do?
He's going to attack the one that cut his shirt, the next one. Because there's 2 cuts on his shirt now.
Okay. So swing. This one's bloodied.
All right. 22.
It's a hit.
$15 damage. Oh, yeah, 15 damage.
Okay, sliced him in half.
Then he's gonna cut the one that tried to hurt Barbos. 24 to hit.
Okay, tried to hit. Okay, yeah.
And 12 damage.
Okay. That one's bloodied now. So that was. And then who's next?
Barbos.
Okay.
I'm just gonna swing at the 2 closest ones again.
Okay, well, there's only 2 a lot. Well, there's 3. Does that include the one that's mesmerized by Sinatra?
I'll leave him alone.
Okay, so then there's the other 2. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. The first one is a 15.
It's a
Second
hit.
one's a 12.
That's a hit.
First hit was 13.
Dead.
Second hit was 13.
Okay. So there's only 1 left besides the gaze. And one, Sinatra is still singing along with the.
My action is going to continue to hold the gaze, and then I'll just look over at the party. They're either going to mow him down, or I can break the gaze, and we'll see what his reaction is. Well, I mean, but I'm not going to take an aggressive stance.
Okay. So I guess we're back.
Can you convince him that?
I can't.
I say, can you convince him at all that we?
No, we don't.
This wasn't our fault.
Like, as long I can walk 5 feet away from him or walk out the building, whatever. I can't like influence. It's not like a friend or whatever. I can't like try to get him to do stuff.
Yeah.
He just finds me beautiful with my long, flowing locks. My Fabioness.
I don't know, I guess we all just kind of surround him and let him out of the gaze.
Well, anyway, so you still got one up. So what? So were you gonna swing at him, Darla?
No.
Okay.
We let our big boys just kind of, I guess, they're there at that point, right? Because everyone else was dead. And so for my turn then, Jeff, I'll end my hypnotic gaze.
No, there's still one alive.
Yeah. Oh, is it the one that I'm hypnotizing now, or is it
No,
a
there's
different?
one more.
Oh, there's one other one. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So ignore the guy that I'm with.
Darla didn't swing at. Darla said she wasn't going to swing at this one. So it goes Barbos and then Bofu, right? If I get this, yeah.
Bofu
Yeah.
and Barbos.
All right. So Darla, you still have the one from originally that you kind of are staring at, waiting to see if he swings on you for your ready action.
So we got Barbos.
Can I just grab the kid and like lift him up and tell him to stop fighting or he's gonna die just like his brother?
Grab the kid. I don't think.
I think that's grappling.
Oh, you're trying to grapple. Okay. And
Then intimidate him.
Okay, so you try and grapple, which I think doesn't that go with strength?
Yeah.
Okay, you roll and I roll, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we had the strength bonuses, right?
Yeah.
So I rolled a 19.
I got a 16.
So you don't grapple him. Okay. And what does the so that was Barbo's. No, it's Bofu's turn.
Bofu's supposed to go before Barbos, but that's okay. He'd let Barbos go and see what Barbos would do to the kid.
Okay.
Now he'll go and he'll grapple the kid. And Bofu gets advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
Oh, I do too. Oh no, I didn't.
Only when I'm in a rage.
Okay, so what's Bofu roll?
All right. $16 without modifier.
Okay, so yeah, you should. Okay, so you do shield grapple.
That's a 20 with.
Oh, God. Player's handbook. Okay. So then. Okay, so I didn't see shield grapple.
I don't think there's anything on the assistance of it other than because it's like a broken system, really. But
Which
strength on strength, right, round per round, and then I think, like you said, when you're rage and stuff, sometimes you get advantages. But
I don't find anything specific about shield grapple on D&D Beyond, but that's. I see grapple, but then I get. Then I find, yeah, I don't. I'm getting irritated at D&D Beyond, but anyway. So you grapple. We'll assume you grapple. So you've grappled the creature. So you've got one mesmerized, one grappled. What do you do next? Or I guess they get to, it's hit their turn because you just finished that. So he would get a chance to try and break out of the grapple, correct?
Break
Do
out.
I
or
roll
take-
too?
What?
Yeah, I think
When he
it's
tries to
strength
break,
against strength.
So he
so
tries to
strength
break.
on strength.
Okay. 19?
All right, let me roll. I also got a 19.
Oh,
I think it just stays then.
does it just stay or not? Oh, come on. Why can't I get... grapple? Contests in combat. Okay. And you want to grab a creature. Escaping a grapple uses its action to do this. Must see strength. Strength. Okay. Must succeed on a comparing. Moving. Okay, so it's a push till the next round, and you're still keeping the one mesmerized, I assume, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this until he's either we're just sitting around and can figure it out, or
About this time, in comes the bartender owner comes back in with 4 city guard, and the 4 city guard come in and go, "What have we here?"
Barbos just yells
They're
they
allowed to
started it.
TQ.
Say again. Barbara
This
shells
is
out
the
what?
worst restaurant I've ever been to in my life. Yeah, just say this is the worst restaurant I've ever been to, and I dropped the cleaver.
the red sauce. We wanted the brown sauce.
I didn't want no sauce.
Ball it up.
Anyway, the city guards say, "Put down your weapons."
Bofu's gonna choose this moment to turn around and show that he's got a guy.
Okay, and he says, "Put down your weapons." Do you obey the order?
Yeah, Bofu will sheath his weapon, put down the kid, and sheath his weapon.
Barbos does the same.
Put the weapons on the ground.
Yeah, I already dropped the cleaver. So.
And put your hands up.
Barbos won't do that.
Same Bofu.
So you won't put your hands up.
We do.
Oh, I thought you do that or not?
We put our hands up, yes.
I
So
do,
you-
but I don't drop my weapon.
You don't drop your weapon. And they go, we said,
put them away.
no, they said put the weapons on the ground and put your hands in the air. What is so hard about understanding that?
I tell Bofu to just hand him the thing.
Yeah, I'll show him the ring.
And he says, put your hands, this is, put your weapons on the ground and put your hands in the air. Okay. What you don't remember was they said you show the ring to the Marazzer. This is the city guard.
There you go, guys. Just do what they say.
Fine.
We found our trouble.
Wolfu's gonna shake his head and just put down its weapons.
I put down my sword too and say, if you hurt my baby, I'll hurt you.
You hurt your baby?
Yeah, my sword is my baby.
Okay.
I just sit back down in the chair, but within 5 feet of that dude that's standing there hanging out with me.
Okay. And they come in and they go that they're talking to the they're talking to the owner, and they're going, okay, let me clear up something. And I told this, but I guess you didn't catch it. There's the city guard who normally run the city. And only when things get rougher than what the city guard get involved with do the Marazzer get involved. So it's like, okay, it's your local police versus the FBI, or the local police versus the SWAT team. So what's happened is the local police have shown up, but you were told to show the ring to the SWAT team, not to the local police.
So they don't care.
Start fighting back.
What?
You want to see the SWAT team?
Probably start fighting back.
So, okay. So now then, we've got, okay, so now hopefully I've cleared that up. So they're sitting there, they're talking to the owner, and they're talking to some of the other patrons who ran away, and they're looking at you guys and they go, "You murdered the cook."
He came at me with a cleaver. All I did was complain that mistake was underdone.
Okay, they said, well, we're going to take you back and put you in jail until we work out all the details of this. Okay, are you going to come peacefully?
I'm complying all the way.
Okay. So is that true of everybody else?
Can I just get up and walk out the bar?
Okay, so if you get up and that will break your mesmerism, what you did to the one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Should be fun.
okay. As soon as you break break your gaze on this one, and you've got the one you've got, or did you kill the last one? Except
No, there's two alive.
Just grappled.
Two alive. And he says the grappled one and the one that's no longer mesmerized both yell, they killed our father. They killed our father. And they point at the guard. He says they attacked him. They threw the things. They threw the stake back at him and attacked my father. Now, what do you say? The city guard goes, is that true?
I look at him and I said, look, I ordered steak. Well done. No sauce. It comes back bloody. I send it back. He comes out with a cleaver, pours a bunch of sauce on it, which I'm allergic to, by the way, and says that he's going to make me eat it. So I threw the steak at him, and then he comes at me with a cleaver. So I defended myself.
And your friends
And
backed
these,
you up.
and these guys helped out. And then these guys come out, and it's just, snowballed. We're sorry, but it's, this place is getting the worst review for me.
And he goes, the city guard goes, so you don't like the sauce? All right. He says,
It's not about liking. I can't eat it. It makes me dizzy. I get
okay.
vibes.
So he says, he goes over to the bartender, who's the owner, and they're talking back and forth a bit. And he said, comes back over. For killing the cook, he says, for killing the cook, 500. He says, the owner will not press charges. For killing the cook, 500, and 300 for each of the 3 assistants that he's got, plus another 50 for cleaning up the mess. So 1450 gold will make this matter go away.
I'll pay for the cook. That's the most expensive one.
That's 500.
I actually didn't kill any of them, but I will pay for the cook. You guys can get the rest of them.
Yeah, both will pay for the 2 he killed.
Okay. Okay, so you pay for them, and I'll assume we'll get the 50 out of there too. So it was 1450 total for all of it, and the city guard, I recommend you leave. The proprietor is not very happy with you right now. And he says, I'll remember you guys. Keep your nose clean and don't get into any more trouble. They escort you out the bar, out the tavern. And so now you're standing outside the tavern, and the last thing that the city guard did was they had to try and calm down the 2 assistants who were very irate that you'd killed their father. But some gold changed hands, and that seemed to calm them down a bit.
I stick my tongue out at him.
Well, you're outside, so they don't see you.
Oh, okay. Never mind
So,
then.
So what do you want to do now?
Well, it seems like it takes a lot to get in a lot of trouble around here. Thought that would have worked, but where do you guys want to go?
Bofu's gonna say, yeah, let's go look for the Marazzer headquarters in this part of town.
Okay. Let me. Where's my cursor? Oh.
What do you guys say?
Well, I suppose we could just ask somebody where they're stationed at, or. But aren't we specifically supposed to be taken to them, or?
I'm sure we
I mean,
can
how many
figure
people do we have to kill?
s-
This is a rough part of town.
Who was their boss? Jeff? The proctor? The preacher? The protector? The protator?
Say again, what was the...
Who's mad at us? The cop said. The governor.
Oh,
He's upset.
the proprietor of the...
No,
Thank you, proprietor.
okay. The proprietor, the owner of the bar.
Screw him. That was somebody had answered to. Tell those little cops that they're the wrong. They're city cops. Puny little man. We got a couple big dudes that can
Yeah. Both of us gonna ask the town guard before they go off. Hey, where's the Marazzer headquarters in this part of town?
Okay. So they okay, so the Marazzer, okay, so they give you some directions to head over to where the Marazzer are there. Okay. So oh, it's interesting. Where's that different one? Just a second. One of the problems with it. Okay. Okay. So they tell you that it's they tell you where it's at. And you come up, so you're going to head to the Marazzer district commander, I guess, or
Yep.
okay. So you come up to a large L-shaped building here. So okay, so that's there we go. Okay. So you come up. So that there are That's interesting.
Is there anybody outside it?
Yes, there are several. There are several. As you come up, there are in the. There are several guards, and we'll assume that you. We'll assume you came down this way.
Whatever's the most direct route.
Yeah. And what happens is that the main entrance is here. There's a side entrance here. As you come up, as you come by, you see that they have two Tronlith here. And so what do you do? You just
walk up to one of the Marazzer and say, "Who's your commander?"
Says, you wish to speak to Ibn?
If he's your commander.
And you see his like his eyebrow raise a little. Then he says he walks you over to the main entrance, and he says he wants to speak to Ibn. And the guard sort of goes, "You're joking, right?" And he turns to you and
Take
goes,
me to him, or I'll rearrange your face.
They chuckle a little bit and go.
I'll point at the Tronlith and say, "I took on one of those suckers and lived."
Well, actually, the Tronlith would have been around behind, so you wouldn't see them there. But that's.
He still say he took on a Tronlith and lived.
They got a Tronlith and lived. Okay, so they said, "Are all of you together, or is this the only one who wished to speak to Ibn?"
I'll hang back, actually. Try to nurse my wounds.
Both would motion the others back so they wouldn't get caught up in his mischief.
So Bofu
Bofu's alone.
Bofu's alone, and the others are standing outside. So they come up to you come in, and there's a little. You come in and they walk down a little bit of a hall, and there's obviously some sort of officer sitting at the desk, and the officer goes, "What does that want?" And the guard says, "He wishes to speak to Ibn." And he motions the guard to go away, and the guard walks away, and he says, "Well, before you speak to Ibn," he says, "I'm his adjutant. What is the topic of the conversation?"
I'll pull out the ring.
And the guard, he says, the adjutant stands up and whistles, and a couple of guards come running up, and he says, I'll take the ring.
I'll clutch it in my hands like it was given to me, therefore it is mine. If you want it, you can pay for it.
And he says, all right. He looks at the guards and says, take him out and execute him. There are 4 Marazzer guards standing there and the adjutant. Now, I know it's a little bit early, but how about this sounds like a good cliffhanger break point. You guys sort of agree? Well, since
Yes.
I did
Sounds good.
in the middle of something without even.
Yeah, this sounds like a really good cliffhanger break point because this is going to get kind of complicated to work through this.
It's going to get real complicated.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the broadcast and we'll continue on next time. How's that sound?
Sounds
Perfect.